So that was a great morning. Studying in Romans is just full of things that we can apply in our life daily. Thank you, Conrad, for being vulnerable. I know it's not easy, but we're super thankful for you. The topic today, I want to talk about time and what we do with our time into eternity. You know, so we went to New Wilmington to visit my grandmother, and it was a beautiful thing. I told Levi, and I think I told Emma as well, she just happened to be in the wrong place. She believes, and I mean that, I don't mean nothing bad about that, but she truly believes just like we do. Just like we do. There's a Bible. You know how the older people have a desk, like you flop it down, you flop the lid down, and then in that section there's a big Bible, big old Bible. I just reach up and I grab the Bible and I said, "Mom, Grandma, where'd you get this? Like, what's it? Oh, it's just something we bought at I think a flea market." And so I opened it, and it was all English. I said, it's an English Bible. Oh, yeah. Grandpa, he never could read German. I never knew that. I never knew that Grandpa couldn't read German. And so the whole thing was in English. And she came over and she was telling me where to find stuff and how this Bible is different than another Bible. And we just had an amazing time. So, time. How do we spend our time? Obviously, my grandma, she grew up in a place where we would think, man, it's tough. It's tough to be a believer in that setting because of ignorance. Not because that they want to not believe, it's just because ignorance. And time is something that we all have. We all have this. People say life isn't fair, and life isn't fair. But time is something that we all have. 24 hours a day, 1,440 minutes a day, 168 hours in a week. If you live to be 70 years old, think about this. Your first 15 years are childhood. You spend 20 years in bed. The last 5 years, you probably will have some physical limitations, and that leaves 30 years to live your life to the fullest. Not counting, that's eating as well. You got to spend time eating. James chapter 4, verse 14, whereas ye know that what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? What is your life? It is even as a vapor. And it's gone. It's gone. You know, Elias and I were traveling from state to state doing some roofing meetings. We pulled into a hotel in Tennessee. And I saw this old gentleman beside a minivan. And I thought either one, he is very sick, or two, he's on drugs. He just looked really, really frail. Didn't think anything of it. Elias and I went into the hotel, checked in. And when we were checking in, I looked back, and there's like a sofa, and he was sitting on the sofa with his head like between his legs. And at that moment, something pulled on me. And I should have. This is the Holy Spirit, guys. This is exactly what you feel. I didn't move, but I felt something, and I was like, man, I should go talk to this guy. But I didn't. I walked out, and I never park Elias's vehicle, ever. He always does. But his vehicle was outside, and I jumped in. I went to park it. Elias went to the business room, meeting room, and started setting up. As I was backing Elias's vehicle into the parking spot, This guy was standing right beside me, and he was motioning to put the window down. So I did, and he's like, we started talking, and he was friendly, and he was like, I'm from Bozeman, Montana. Oh, wow, Bozeman, Montana. I said, I was just like trying to make conversation. I said, hey, that's where Yellowstone was filmed. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm 14 miles from where Yellowstone was filmed. And so we connected. He said, I don't know you. I saw your license plates from Pennsylvania, but I just got released today. The doctors told me I have 4 weeks to live. I have leukemia. And he went on and he showed me all his scars, and he had plastic things all over. And he said, I checked out of the hotel. This is all I have. This is all the money I have. And he showed me his roll of cash. Didn't have a lot. He said, that's my car. My wife's still at home in Bozeman, Montana. He said, I'm hungry. I don't want to use my cash because I need the gas to get home. And instantly, I'm like, I don't have my checkbook. I have credit cards, but I never carry cash on me, ever. But I just faintly remember in my briefcase, there might be some cash. I thought I saw some cash in my briefcase. So I said, hey, give me a second. And I quickly said a prayer like, Lord, just let me, give me wisdom. What should I do? So I backed the car. I said, come in to the hotel with me. Went in. Elias had taken my briefcase in. I opened the briefcase in the folder. Now, I'm telling you this because this is a God thing, okay? This is not me. I never carry cash, first of all. I parked Elias's truck. He normally parks his truck. God knew I had cash, okay? He set this all up. I looked in my folder, and there was a Texas Roadhouse gift card, which should be in Emma's wallet, not mine. So, and right behind the Texas Roadhouse gift card, there was $400 cash. I still, to this day, have no idea where that cash came from. I'm sure I got it from something, stuck it, and I gave it to him, and oh my goodness. See that, now I was on the receiving end. Yes, God provided for the guy, but I was on the receiving end. I still get goosebumps every time I talk about it. It was so incredible. That guy cried. He was so overjoyed. And my prayer is that he got home safely, and if he wasn't a believer, that he gave his life to Christ. I prayed with him and sent him on his way. And that, my friends, is what we're here on earth to do. It's not because of me. It's not because of me. You got to understand. I don't carry cash ever. Hardly ever. Maybe a 5 or a 10. So, how do we spend our time? It just really did a check for me. Like, we have to spend our time wisely. We're either wasting time, killing time, but how much time do we spend with the Lord? The 90th Psalm, when Moses was praying to God, verse 4, it says, for 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday, when it is past, and as a watch in the night. A watch in the night is approximately 4 hours. Thou carriest them away as with a flood. They are as asleep in the morning. They are like grass which groweth up. In the morning it flourishes, then groweth up, and in the evening it cut down, and it withereth away. For we are consumed by thine anger, and by thy wrath are we troubled. Verse 8, thou hast set our iniquities before thee, our secret sins in the light of thy countenance. For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. Isn't that the truth? We reflect back and we see the things that we did. Some are good, some are bad. We focus on the good and we learn from the bad. So I want to give you an analogy about time. This piece of paper represents 100 years. Now, the average man lives to be 74 years old, and the average woman lives to be 81 years old. Okay? I'm 37 years old. So, this part of my life is gone forever. The average man lives to be 74 years old. That means this is what I got left. And even this is a blessing. Every day that we wake up is another blessing. But we have to understand, this is always getting shorter. You will never, ever get it back until we're at eternity. See, we focus so much on this. Driving down the freeways on our smartphones, which is good. It's all good if we do it to the glory of God. Think about this. Think about a little rope starting right here on the pulpit and going forever and not stop. But right here, there's 3 inches of red. That's our life. Right here, there's 3 inches of red. But all our life, we focus on that 3 inches of red, and we never, hardly ever take the time to think about eternity. And it goes forever. And listen, I'm talking to myself here. I get wrapped up in these 3 inches of red. The things I want to accomplish, the homes I want to build. Are we really encouraging anyone at all in our lives if we just focus on what we can accumulate? I'm guilty. I'm telling you guys, I am guilty. But I just see so many people out there in the hustle and the bustle of life, and we think we get whatever it is, maybe our phone, maybe internet, whatever it is, it's going to make our life easier and slower. The reality is, listen, our grandparents drove around in a horse and buggy. I don't want to drive in a horse and buggy. I don't want to use that. I don't want to live that life. But let me tell you something. They lived a much slower life without all of the gadgets to make it easier. They had a much slower life. And get me wrong, I love this time. I love this era. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else but here in America. Anytime. This is the time. This is the greatest time. It's a gift that we are so blessed to live where we're at today. It's a blessing. Of course, there's a lot of things going on in the world today. Of course. But you're not going to change it. The only thing we can change is how we spend our time worshiping the Lord. That's what we can change. We love chasing comfort, and my goodness, am I guilty chasing comfort. Always looking for a comfortable life, an easy life, life experiences. That's all good. I love experiences. Emma and John Wayne and I, we love to travel. And oftentimes, we get to a place, beautiful lake, blue mountains, the trees. It's a beautiful thing. And when I get there, I look at Emma and I'm like, oh, we're here. This is something we saw on a calendar or on YouTube. Now we're here. Let's experience it, right? But what about the little bitty things? What about the little things? On the way home from our Western trip last year, we stopped on the interstate, cars and trucks driving by. 10 years ago, I would have driven through this area, and it's what I thought, the most God-forsaken place on the face of the earth. It's as flat as a pancake. You can see for 10 miles, hot, dusty. But amongst all that, there was these little sunflowers growing all beside the road, like just thousands of sunflowers, just the little bitty sunflowers. John Wayne was throwing a fit because Mom stopped. We stopped and we gathered some sunflowers And I still go back, and that is my favorite picture of all the Western pictures that we had last year, was Emma once wanted some seeds to start her own Western sunflowers. Do we miss the little things? Because you know what? Seeing those things is all part of God because God created it. Do we stop and marvel in the springtime when the birds are laying their eggs and gathering the nests or the straws and the horsehair and whatever it takes to build the nest? It is really cool if you take the time and marvel at God's work. No, we're not worshiping creation, okay? Because we see the Creator in the creation and we marvel at it. There's a story in the Bible in Matthew 25 about the 10 virgins. We all know the story. They had all the time in the world. 5 did. They gathered their oil. They had their oil. The 5 foolish ladies, virgins, thought, oh, they'll have time. But when they were out of time, then they wanted to borrow from the 10 wise. But see, it just doesn't work like that. Only God can give us what we need. We can go to a brother for encouragement, but the brother can't save us. So let's be mindful of all those things because it matters. This right here, it matters. Sometimes you look at a brother or maybe a sister and you're thinking, I don't see any fruits. And we talked about that this morning, Romans 2. You don't see any fruits right away. Someone might be coming to church or maybe he's busy raising a family and you just don't see no fruits. It's much like, have you guys ever heard of the Chinese bamboo? So a Chinese bamboo, you plant the seed, you water the seed, you fertilize the seed for 5 years. You don't see anything sprouting, nothing. But then all of a sudden, after 5 years, in 6 weeks, a Chinese bamboo grows 80 feet, give or take. 60 to 80 feet, a Chinese bamboo. You don't see nothing. All of a sudden, there it is. I'm sure we've all have seen people like that in the faith. You might not see anything going on, but you have no idea how much time they're spending by themselves in a quiet place, worshiping the Lord, and then all of a sudden, the fruits are there. It's a beautiful thing. So I want to close. Just remember, yes, we focus on the red, but let's make sure that we are providing for eternity because that truly matters. And eternity doesn't start when the red is gone. This can be eternity right here in a good way. It can be heaven on earth. People say somebody passes away, but let me tell you something. They're more alive when they pass away than they were here on earth. They're either more alive in hell or they're more alive in heaven. Let's remember that. This is so temporal. This is so temporary. So, let's be careful where we spend our time. Let's go out this week and make a difference in the world and the people around you. Back to you, guys.